I want to talk a bit about inspiration. Suzanne, your salvage series makes quite impressive use of humble material. What's so inspirational about a wire hanger?
You know, I've always tried to come up with new materials or new ideas or new concepts. I started collecting dry cleaning debris a long time ago, and I kept thinking, this is such a great material. I got to weave with it. I have to figure out a way to do it.
Paul, you'd say you're inspired by magical things.
You know, sometimes I'll discover something or set an experiment up and create something which I think is magical. For example, you know, I discovered that you can draw with any pencil and turn on light. There were no tricks involved. It's purely about science.
Well, explain why that works. When you draw a line and connect a line with a pencil, it's because
you know, in a pencil it's graphite, and graphite behaves a bit like a metal in the sense that it conducts electricity. So through a drawing, you can turn the lamp on, and when you rub out the line, it goes off. That for me is really magical because people like discover something that they've never experienced before. They think, wow.
It's the connection.
They get closer to it.
Despite the fact that all of your work is quite different, there are similarities, and one of them is transformation. Theo, things become other things in your work. An airline container becomes a bookshelf. So what's lost and what's gained in that transformation?
That's a good question. The shipping containers that you're talking about, if you take it away from the airplane off the tarmac and you see this chamfered box, you wonder, well, I know that's used for something, but I'm not sure what. And that becomes an inspiration for us.
The transformation of a material that can totally throw people off is kind of a joy.
Here's another point of connection that I see, that there's an element of playfulness in all of your work. Jennifer, you're nodding.
Well, I do prefer my work when it's silly, and if there's a humorous aspect. I'm always looking for happy accidents where maybe I didn't think of something, but it actually happens, much like your cups burning away there.
We try and create a character to a lot of our work, that we leave somebody with something that's dynamic, and whether it's a shade which tilts on our court lamp or how our Russian doll table touches the floor, I think that dynamic aspect of work is what makes it interesting.
You know, I wonder about how things are changing for you as designers and artists. Is technology changing all the time?
And of course, you know, computers, you know, really help the studio. They help us work really accurately and achieve things. You know, you need to know that side of technology, but I'm interested in something that is not reliant on the technology as an idea. It has to be about an idea. And if you look through history of design, you can bring a good piece of design and put it in this room, and it will still look amazing. Because good ideas don't go away, really. They don't fade.
All of you relate to that idea? I mean, I saw you nodding your heads. So
Yeah, it gets boring if it's just about the technology.
I think for me, the technology comes in the new materials that can be made or extruded that we can weave with and then determine whether it becomes a material for purpose, for commerce, or it becomes an art form.
And your actual practice is, of course, centuries and centuries old. I mean, there's nothing new about weaving, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can't change that, you know. I can kind of do different ways of...
Well, the first computers were weaving machines.
Exactly.
And the programmers were women.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. That's great. I mean, there's too many choices?
I think there's too many choices. I think there's too much product out there.
I don't want to just produce design for the sake of it, but of course, you know, we need to grow, so it's that kind of that balance.